I think it can be argued that PC is the best platform to play games on because of all the crazy sales and bundles that you could find on the internet. Now, we all know about Steam, but one site called Fanatical has truly lost their mind with these bundles of games. I found them through a Facebook ad, believe it or not. It was their Leisure Suit Larry bundle for like $2. Now, the cheapest I ever saw that get on Steam was $12. So you know I bought that shit. It turns out they have a bunch of other bundles too. I don't know how they make money. They need to settle down. People are going to lose their jobs. Anyways, they had this Cosmic Mystery bundle for sale where you're given a random selection of sci-fi themed indie games. They could all be bad, they could all be good. You don't know. I decided to spend the $5 and make a video on it. So no, this video isn't sponsored. Don't be ridiculous. I have 20 subscribers and I will be very surprised if this video gets more than 100 views. Now, I got all 10 games, I played them for 30 minutes. Here's my first impressions. Xeno Raid may look like your typical run-of-the-mill bullet hell type of game where you fly around the screen and shoot at enemies that fly down from the top while avoiding their bullets as well as environmental hazards, but well, it kind of is just that. You have light shots that don't do much damage, but you overheat if you fire too long, and then you have heavy missile-type shots, but only a certain amount per mission. The controls combined with the shooting felt kind of iffy at first, but I soon found myself making diagonal shots like nobody's business. Your character is apparently a colored woman, so hooray for social justice. After each challenge, you get some money, which you can use to repair your ships as well as buy upgrades for them. All in all, it seems like a fun game. More of a casual affair, but not bad by any means. I had no idea what Next Up Hero was before I bought this mystery bundle, and I still have no idea, because it seems that this game wants to be online all the time. I didn't have internet when I tried to play it, so unfortunately for Next Up Hero, I'll have to critique it on its title screen alone. So I suppose that this game is about heroes? Is this pink-haired lady a hero? Or maybe the hero is this guy with just so much personality, I couldn't figure out a way to describe him. We got some monsters chilling in the back. What's up with them? Are they heroes? Are they enemies? Comment what you think they are down below. Next is Tastylethal Tactics, which, despite what its name would have you believe, is nothing like Battle Chef Brigade. It's a turn-based tactical strategy game that I think is really boring. You move your units by setting waypoints, and at each waypoint you have like 7 different commands that you can turn on and off. Now, I think the idea is that you take cover from enemy units while attacking them back, but the thing is, enemies are hidden until you command your units to look for them, so it makes it a bit more complicated to plan your moves. Plus, the 2 missions I played revolved around moving your people to specific places and then moving them to another specific place while trying not to die. Really riveting stuff. I think there may be potential here, but it's really complicated and I don't think I'll be playing this again anytime soon. I'm sure it's okay, it's just not my cup of tea. The 4th mystery game is Kira Demon Killer. It's a self-described side-scrolling beat-em-up. There's a very long-winded story in the beginning about dragons and warriors or some shit, I don't know, I couldn't pay attention to it. Okay, yeah, this game controls awfully. It's like the inner workings of your controller are covered in a thick layer of peanut butter. Sometimes you kind of jig-jag across the screen or like you teleport somewhere else real quick. Don't worry about it. That's normal. The combat is excessive and incredibly boring. It would be okay-ish, but like I said, the peanut butter thing, it feels like sometimes my buttons just don't register. Or like I'll push it twice and it'll register on the second button press. What did I do to deserve this? This game is executed so badly, I never want to play it again. Next up, we got MainLing. First time you start it up, it seems normal and it looks like the title screen is gonna come up, but then it legit freezes and blue screens. You have to press any key to continue, and then you're setting up a knockoff Windows XP. Turns out MainLing is actually a puzzle mystery type of game where you take on the role of a cyber police person, reading emails, pinging IP addresses, hacking into websites, and ultimately downloading the evidence you need to arrest someone. I haven't really played anything like this before. It breaks the fourth wall in a very successful way by making the player set up their own operating system and then just letting them go. There's no tutorials or anything. Like, there's this conversation over here on the side, but it's not like, go to this website, do this, open this, type this command. No, you actually gotta think a little bit, and that's cool. I might play through this in my spare time. Pony Island is sort of similar to MainLing in that it's a point-and-click computer simulation type of game. It says it's a horror game on the Steam page, but in the 30 minutes I played, I didn't find it to be that frightening. A little creepy and odd at times, but ultimately it's another puzzle game where you are put in a situation and you have to figure out how to get out of the situation by clicking all around the screen. There's these falling key puzzles, so that's pretty neat. There's some deeper plot here, and I wish I could talk more about this game, but I don't really want to spoil anything. I feel like a game like this is better if you go in completely blind. I mean, I don't even know that much about it, but it's given me some serious Doki Doki Literature Club vibes. For my 7th game, I got Skullgirls. It's a 2D fighting game with a bunch of overly curvaceous cartoon women. So, I'ma be real here. I suck at this game. I've never really played much of any traditional fighting games. I've only ever gotten into Smash Brothers and Rivals of Aether. After spending my first 10 minutes playing through some tutorials, I still felt like I was just mashing buttons a lot and I had no idea what I was doing. Fighting games can get incredibly complex, which makes them difficult to get into if you're not already interested in them. I mean, the game looks nice and it has really good reviews on Steam. It's just that I suck at it and I died a lot. The point is, 30 minutes is not nearly enough time to become familiar with a fighting game. But I did get through this one's story mode, so that's something. Time Recoil is actually pretty fun. It's a top-down shooter, and with each person you shoot, you get this slow motion gauge at the bottom, so you can maneuver around other enemies, shoot more people, and then you can even use these special abilities like this dash or burst or like a psychic blast. It's really fun. Really simple, but really fun. They keep butting in with this story though. I would have preferred they not have a story at all and just made these levels that you complete sequentially. Because the levels are fun. It's fun to shoot enemies in slow motion and try to get through the level as fast as possible. But after every level, I gotta go over here and talk to this guy, or maybe go talk to another guy, and then I can do another level. Just let me play the game, man. Neurovoyeur is a sci-fi roguelike, which is interesting. Like, usually you think of these games being fantasy with a warrior, elf, mage, what have you, but Neurovoyeur's got robots. The same principles apply though. You go into a map, shoot up all the enemies, and find what you need to in order to move on to the next stage. As you defeat enemies, you find different items that you can equip to increase your various stats. And the different weapons don't just change the power of your attacks, they change it to a different move entirely. So I can see a lot of cool customization options opening up for this game. Sort of daunting though, because when you die, you have to start all the way back from the beginning. All in all, it seems pretty solid. I feel like this game would be a lot better when played with more people. I can't say for certain because I don't have any friends, but that's my theory. The last game I got in this bundle is Starwall. It's difficult for me to describe describe this one. It's like narwhals in space flying around with the absolute worst controls you can ever imagine. You want to go in a specific direction? Nah, your narwhal is gonna drift off and crash into a wall, and you're gonna have to redirect yourself a bunch of times. Now, this isn't exactly a knock on the game. I think having awful controls was kind of the point, because this seems to be a mainly multiplayer game, and a bunch of people wobbling around controlling these amazingly imprecise narwhals seems like it would be kind of funny. But like I said before, the whole no friends thing, I have no idea. I was limited to playing the obstacle and target challenges. It was a little fun, but I found myself annoyed at the controls more often than not. It's a multiplayer game they kind of made a single player for, and it's alright. So, in the end, we had some good ones, we had some duds. That's to be expected with a lottery type of thing like this, but playing all these indie games in a row reminds me just how unique and special the medium of video games can be. All of these games were so cool in their own way, like whether or not they're good, they're all so different. And I think that's special. When the big boy companies make games, they tend to follow a formula that they know has worked in the past. Doing something different is considered risky from a business standpoint, but I believe games should be different to an extent. If every game was the same, why would anyone buy new ones? Same with any art form, we need innovation to keep going. Yeah, being different is risky. You don't know what to expect. No one's done it before. It could be something awful, it could be something pretty boring, but it could be something really special, and I think it's worth the risk to find out. Hey, I have a Twitter, you should go follow that because YouTube doesn't let me have a community tab yet, and that's where I post news about future videos. Okay, thanks, here's some other videos I've done, have a good day.